Hi, thanks for joining us. So today I'm with Laurent Canches. Canches?
Canches. But American say Canches.
Canches,
so
Canches.
it's possible.
Okay. He's the filmmaker behind Vladivostok Terminus, documentary film.
Hello,
Congratulations.
Steve.
Fusion. Yeah, thank you. Welcome to Fusion, London 2020, and congratulations for your film. So please, can you tell me, I've seen this, what this film is about?
What this film is about? Yes, it is about my long journey, my long trip to the east of Europe, because I'm coming from France, Paris.
Yeah.
So it is, I am in the west of the continent, and I wonder, but where is the east border of Europe? You know, question of borders, of migration, etc. And I say, oh, maybe I will take the Trans-Siberian train and go from Moscow to Vladivostok to know and to ask to Russian people if they have an idea where is the border of Europe, because they are part in Asia and Europe, and also if they have a feeling about a European feeling, because I read many things about Eurasia, etc., and I wanted to know ordinary people or normal people, workers, retired women, young employee, curator, men working on the train, military, bookshop woman, painter, what they think about Europe. It's also a film I could do now in England.
What did they think?
United Kingdom with the Brexit. But I have a feeling, a European feeling.
Do I? Yes, I do.
Of course you have.
But I voted to remain, so...
Yes, so you are on the side, of course.
Yeah, very much.
It is impossible, Europe without England, a United Kingdom. Yes. So it was the first idea, and my second idea was I will tell also the story of a long train, mythical train, because artists like Sonia Delaunay, Blaise Cendrars write or painting something about the Trans-Siberian train in the past, in the 19th century and beginning 20th century, yes.
And if you can explain, what was most people's feelings about Europe in general? In general,
yes. Now I have interviews and talk with more than 110 people in Russia. And of course, I did my own statistic, and I realized that 42–45% of them have a European feeling. And it was a surprise because when I did this movie in 2018, people say, oh, there are polls in Russia that Putin is not so high now, and it was corresponding to what I discovered, but not scientifically, but just meeting people in the train, in cities and villages, and ask and talking with me. And I think others are totally Russian. But of course, you can be European and French, you can be European and Scottish, European and English, or European and German. And so, but they have in the history, in the culture, many connections with Western Europe in Russia. And I was surprised to discover that it was not the same in different parts of Russia. Because in Irkutsk, very, very east from Moscow, they have all a real European feeling.
That's quite a surprise, because you would think it would be less of a European feeling.
No, first I didn't think nothing. And I say, I am totally open and I will listen to them. What they told me, what kind of exchange. And ask me also, these three military guys tell me, oh, you are not like you are in Europe, here in the train. I say, no, I am the same. I am Laurent Canches and I am the same. I didn't change my mind because I am in Russia. When I do a movie, I did in America or in France, so I didn't change my mind and my attitude.
And why did you not go to Istanbul? Because Istanbul is the split between Europe and Asia.
Yes, it is also because I know so passion for Russian literature and art that I wanted to go to the east, till the far east of Russia. It is Vladivostok, and it is 4 hours boat from Japan. So it is.
Is that all, really?
Yes, really. It is very, very, very. So it was because Istanbul is far from deep Asia, far from Japan, of course. But it is a question that what is the border in Turkey? Yes, of course.
The Bosphorus.
It's very interesting.
The Bosphorus, basically.
Yes, the Bosphorus. Yes, of course.
So, I mean, you obviously know Russia quite well, of course. But how do the people treat you as a European? Were they very welcoming?
It was surprising because Russian first they say, oh, it is not interesting what I have to tell you. Oh no, I have maybe not enough time. But after they accept everybody except around Moscow. But it was my beginning of the movie, so I was not habit to this treatment with my team, part Russian team, and with a young French camera woman. And after they were very happy to talk, to exchange. They asked me many questions also regarding me, more than usual. And at the end, and it is the first time because I did a 1 year movie in America, I did many documentaries and also feature short films in France. And it was the first time that people at the end say, oh, thank you, Mr. Canches, good luck for your movie. I say, oh, well, they are so gentle and so give everybody, maybe except this old lady, but because she was totally in a farm in Siberia, alone, 89 years old, and she has a strange perception in the movie. It is interesting. She says, I live in the Sovkhoz 43, so she lives in the past of Soviet Union.
So she remembers the Second World War.
Yes, and she remembers that she is still in Soviet Union. When she says, me, I am not in Europe, not in Russia, I am in Sovkhoz number 43.
I'm a communist. Not quite.
They are still communists, yes. In Vladivostok there are many political, but it is not in my movie because it was not a political movie.
It's not about that, yeah, it's not about that.
Political, the Greek theme of philosophy, it is the life in the city.
Where do you live now? Do you live in France still?
Yes, I live in France. And what is very funny, yesterday when I presented the movie here in your festival, it was at the same time, almost at the same time, in Moscow presented by another festival, Travel Film International Film Festival, but they informed me just 2 weeks ago, so it is very difficult to have a visa. I wanted to be in London during few days, but it was very interesting because I have also on Facebook testimonies of new audience and very, very encouraged, and they say, oh yes, this foreign eyes or mind see something about our freedom, our specificity of the Russian soul.
So you didn't have any trouble filming? Did you encounter any problems?
To shoot?
Yeah.
Alors, first, I shot in 2 parts. First, I was like a pirate. It is just a film of family. Yeah, I didn't ask authorization.
We call that guerrilla filming.
Guerrilla moving?
Guerrilla moving,
yes, guerrilla moving, the first part. And I was totally free, no problem, except one day in a hotel they keep my passport and the one of my French camera woman during 1 day and a half. So no other hotels did this. And the second part, I have financial from Institute of Translation for Literature of Moscow. So they knew I was there, but I was totally free. And I realized the last shooting from Birobidzhan to Vladivostok at the far east after 8,000 kilometers in train, I meet, comment on dit, le chef du train, responsible of the train, Trans-Siberian, say, oh, if you want to do movies, you have to write to this person, says who you interview. It was very formal and bureaucratic. And every time I was not enter the Russian bureaucracy, I could do something free. And after, when you did something in Russia, it was not against or for Putin. So you are free to use your image. And now they are very happy with this movie because I'm listening to the Russian, and nobody are listening to the ordinary people in Russia. Nobody.
You're not painting a negative image of Russia. It's just how do they feel about you.
Yes, it is not negative. It is just the image of 2018, and so what they feel about Europe and about a little bit more. But you know, they were also very confident Russian. I have a first question. Yeah. I say it is a joke. And I say, imagine to everybody, even the small girl, even the old lady, I give you many cash money, unlimited, and a permanent visa. Which country will you choose to go first in the world? And it was a very interesting question because after they make jokes or they answer very sincerely. And it was, I think I could have in mind their real dream.
And what country came up?
First, in majority, it is France, Italy, or Europe of West, England, Spain also. But
interesting.
France and Italy for culture, for fashion,
but not
for
America.
History, for architecture. America, I have.
But not many, I guess.
But not many, maybe 4 or 5, but for special reason. A tiger tamer, I want to visit Miami, Las Vegas.
Oh.
The Jewish editor of newspaper in Jewish and Russian says, I want to go in New York because they talk and they speak Yiddish. But it was not the majority America. Many Australia, Norway also, and 20% we want to visit Russia first. We stay at home.
They didn't want to go anywhere.
Yes, they won't visit Russia. And even a man is surgery of ophthalmologist. It is the voice of Putin. Yes, our country is big. I want to visit first my country, and it is true. It is a huge country.
So it's enormous. It's absolutely
so huge country.
So, what other documentaries have you made? How many others have you made?
Oh, I have made many. I have made 8 or 9, yes, about different subjects, about cinema, about the encounter between Balzac and Auguste Rodin with an imaginary dialogue, about social worker in the suburb of Paris, in very difficult cities. I made also a documentary on street artists in the Piazza Beaubourg in Paris, the history of the first 20 years. And the movies are circulé, broadcast.
Circulated.
In many places, museum, Alliance Française, French Alliance, or even in Canada, they present 2 of my movies in the past. But I am not in English, so it's very difficult to quit France with only the French language, except if you have a very known director. But and now it was very good to have an English version for my movie. It's we record with Anthony, a young guy from Middlesbrough, and it was perfect to do my narrative voice and my feelings about this trip during this trip. Yes.
Fantastic. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you very much, Steve,
thank you
for your welcoming in this wonderful festival and many good encounters with many directors, producers, etc.
No, thank you.
Thank you very much.
And carry on putting your films through. We love what you do.